Hey there, my name is Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called The Godkiller. Alright, so mainly I'm going to give a little status update here on a whole bunch of things related to the game. I will demo some work that other people have made, which I think is neat. It's going into the game. And after I get done with that little update and a little bit of demoing, I'm going to do some work to bring in Isaac Lima's new character models into the game inside of Unity. So that's kind of the gist of this whole thing. The Godkiller is a 3D puzzle-solving adventure game, and you are born into an afterlife as this character. Her name is M, and she doesn't know what's going on. It's very confusing. It's a little bit of Alice in Wonderland sort of a type of a feel to it, because the rules have changed in this new place. And how do things like death work? You know, who the person who greets her at the very beginning of the game is God himself, and he's a strange character. I'll give you a little demo of him. I've gotten voice acting in from Martin Beadle. So the way I met Martin was kind of interesting. So when he came onto Discord in response to a casting call, he goes, "I want to be God." That wasn't even one of the parts I'd put up, but I was actually thinking of originally doing God myself. But I was having doubts about it because the people that came in on the casting call were just so damn good. So whereas I had like a specific vision in my head of how God should act, I wasn't necessarily the best person to carry that out. And so Martin said, "Well, I really want to be God." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Please audition like the other people and we'll see what happens." I made a specific note in my head: do not be influenced by that. Whoever is the best voice of God, that's who you want. Doesn't matter if somebody wants the part. Does not matter. I mean, if you want somebody at least wants the part, but the degree to which they want it, the degree to which they have motivation to play this part, that doesn't matter. It just matters who sounds good, right? But I'm going to play you a little bit of Martin now as the voice of God. So let's go to my work screen over here, and let's switch over to Audition. All right. I hope the audio is working today.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay. So for people that aren't familiar with voice acting, when people send you their recordings, they're intended to be used, they'll often do multiple takes so that the producer, director, game developer has their pick, whichever one works best. With interactive dialogue, this becomes more important because you end up with a collection of pieces from different actors that didn't record together. I have done things where I've had all the actors recording together. That is ideal, but very hard to arrange that. Even like The Simpsons, for example, they'll do a table read together to kind of work out how they're gonna sound, but then they go into sessions to record. It's just one actor at a time that's doing it. So that's why multiple takes is helpful when you edit everything together, because then you've got more options as to what is going to go in and how it works with other things. Okay, so a bunch of hellos. The very first hello that God speaks to M as she comes out of this egg into the new world.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, then here's a weird part coming up that I have to explain a little bit. God is, in this game, is like kind of like a broken machine or something. There's something not quite right about him. So when M comes out of that egg, he says hello. She freaks out. then he attempts to assure her that everything's fine. He does it by just repeating a series of phrases again and again and again. And in the game, after it's all edited in, these will be randomly put together and just played as long as the player hasn't moved into the next room. So this is a kind of babble that Martin has generated here. I should say Martin has performed here, but it will generate this kind of infinite repeating stream of nonsense. Okay, here it goes.
It is okay. It is okay. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. It is.
Just notice something. I think if I go into my hardware, set this over to here, I think it's going to play better. Let me try this.
It is okay. It is okay. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think it is. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So anyways, that gives you a little idea of Martin's performance. He's got some more lines here that are like booming voice type stuff.
Okay. It is okay. Okay.
All right. Anyways, so that little babble part, that was, I think, the trickiest thing for the actors who audition to make into something interesting, because you have one line that is just repeated with just slight variations, and it's not natural at all. Like a lot of times when you're acting, you've got some kind of reference, like just maybe another performance that you can remember, maybe how you yourself would react to something that you can use to create from. But here he's just had to invent something that's not based on anything that's natural. I think he did a good job. I think he did a fine job. I think it's going to work well. All right, let's keep going and check out a few other things. Somebody did something really nice for the game and the people working on it. Her name is Erin Lundquist, and here's what we do. Every day I come check the COVID case count for my state. It's still going down. Yay. Okay. So because of Erin Lundquist, we have an IMDb page for the Godkiller, which is kind of neat. There it is. See, it's got a nice little thumbnail there. And you come over here, and it's got a little description of the game, and then let's look at the full cast. There's a whole ton of people in here, just a lot. And each one of these people, they have either a link to their existing IMDb page, which Erin set up, or they have, for the first time in their lives, their own IMDb page. So that's kind of neat. Let me see, I'll go to all cast and crew. So these are all the actors, all the voice actors. That have worked on the game. Hey, Frightlaw, good to see you. And let's see, we even throw in some crew here. It's a little bit hard to figure out who is going to go into the crew section for an IMDb listing, because like, do the beta testers go in there? I don't know. I think we got it right. I think we got it right. Anyways, nice little thing there. What else? What else can I show you? There's stuff. There's more stuff. I wanted to show you artwork from Bettina. Bettina Throckmorton, who is an illustrator and animator. I gotta be careful though, because I've got it all inside of this channel. These are our private messages between each other. It's not quite correct for me to just jump in there and show those. Let me see if I can go to the Google Drive and show a little bit of what's going on there. Now she's got a lot of stuff here that she's generated over the last half year or so. There's one character that pops up in the game. Now I want to show like so in this directory is mostly stuff that are like initial sketches or color designs for the characters, but one of the things that I've gotten is full assets for the faces. 6 different faces now. I've got full assets. So let's bring up M. So I made my own M animated face that is in the game now. It's fine. It's fine. There's even little bits of it I think are really good, but this is the professional stuff. And also, my screen is, my video card or something is confused. Let me see if I can just move this around a little bit and get it to behave. All right. So, I mean, this is kind of the hard stuff, to be honest, is getting all the parts that make up an animated face to be correct and working together. And that's something that I've done with Bettina multiple times in the past. And I knew going into the project, she's totally up for it. I mean, up to doing it. She's got the skills. So there's the talent to draw things and to express yourself. A lot of people have that. Less people in that group also have the ability to harness that into the specific requirements of a project, which may be very technical in nature. So I'll give you an example. So each face has got emotions that go with it. Okay. Here, I'll just bring all the layers into visibility to start with, and then this is not quite the best way to show it, but it's kind of good enough. So I'll do, this is the neutral face, but it's got some stuff showing through. Okay, let me go down. Afraid, amused, angry, confused, evil, happy, irritated, sad, suspicious, thinking. Okay. So each one of these emotions is split into a top and bottom half. So there's the bottom half disappeared. I'll bring it back. This line here is very important. This line where the two parts come together is the join point. So Bettina has to make it so that wherever this line is, every possible combination of top and bottom halves of the face will be exactly the same at that cut line or the join point. And we talked a little bit about different problems that came up as we went through. But she's got set up pretty high, and that allows the cheekbones to move with the bottom half of the face, so that, like if we have, let me see. Oh, this one doesn't have the Visemes on it. I'll need a newer version. But okay, So okay, yeah, I have like a older version, but basically these are like not just drawings; they're like Legos that have to fit together in the right way. If you make one top half that doesn't fit right with the bottom half, then it'll look pretty, sure, but then when we get into the engine, we want the face to be animated, different expressions, and we want the mouth to have visemes that represent, MBP is one viseme, or O is another viseme, and you want them all to work together, then all the parts have to fit with each other. And that is a really tricky thing that not every artist can do well. So very happy to have Bettina's help. And I look forward to doing demos of these faces inside the game. So I'm going to try not to do a lot of demoing of just the art assets themselves, because it sort of takes away from the punch of just seeing it working inside the game. But trust me, they're going to look good. All right, what else do I want to talk about? So many things. I actually wrote notes, but I'm almost through my little agenda. Okay. Also, Gamma Sutra, I wrote a couple of articles. I'll write another one. There's basically a series of articles. I'm below the fold. That means I've got to publish another article to get back up on top. Let me see. Voice. It's interesting because I've got like an email from this guy. I'm on his mailing list, and I see like the same content pop up on Gamma Sutra, and it's like he's got a whole production flow. Okay, so where did it go? Well, I'll find it from over on the Discord server. Man, a fair amount of I put it over on casting discussion. Okay, here we go. So this is the second article on Gamma Sutra. I did 2 of these. I'll do probably 2 more. I'm like halfway done with the third part. It's about how to get voice acting into your indie game. And the first one, I said, like, why would you want it? Do you want it? And that immediately comes to the question of, well, what is it going to take to get voice acting into your game that's of sufficient quality that where you're not going to irritate the crap out of players. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff in there about estimating this. There's this little graph I made, which is kind of nonsense. Hey, Martin, I demoed your stuff at the top of the stream, the God stuff. So I don't know if you. I won't go back to it. Oh, I mean, what do you need to hear it for? You've already heard it. Awesome. So, I mean, this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's not based on science, but the gist of voice acting is, if you're going to put it in your game, it has to be of a certain quality, or it doesn't add anything. So you start out over here, and you say, okay, I'm going to have no voice acting in my game. You don't get penalized for that. Nobody says, oh, you need voice acting. You really need it. No, for the most part, you're fine. Then as soon as you put like some crappy voice acting in, and I put like some joke stuff over here, but then like imagine like you've got some friends, they say, oh, I know how to do some funny voices, or it feels like most people in the world have at some point or another had some kind of fantasy in their head. Maybe I could be an actor. I'm not immune from that myself. Most everybody in the world has that thought. Not everybody has the ability. Not everybody has honed it just a little bit and learned about the craft of acting. And then the recording setup. It takes a fair amount to get a decent recording setup, a home studio that's going to work and make stuff that sounds like what you expect it to sound like. I have like a little in-joke. The Blue Yeti owner, there's a whole bunch of people who've got like a Blue Yeti microphone, and they're like influencers and podcasters and YouTubers and stuff like that. But they never did the thing with treating the space that they're inside of. They don't have, foam around them. They don't have a booth. They don't have anything like that. So it just sounds bad anyways, but they tricked themselves into thinking, since they bought a popular microphone that's supposed to be high-end, that it's going to fix their recording sound. Nah, they're going to sound like ass. So in order for someone to kind of get into this acceptable range where it's worth putting their performances into your game, they got to have a treated space. They got to have a decent microphone. The microphone's not nearly as important as the treated space, by the way. And they probably need to have done something where they had a little bit of chance to try to act, to be in some kind of theater production, or they got to try to hone their skill just a little bit and be talented. So all those things have to come together, and that's why you get up into this range of people that are, they're on the path to being like a professional voice actor, or at least they're very seriously trying to be there, and they've taken those initial steps to get into that space. Amateur land, you don't want any of that stuff in your game. You just don't. I've fiddled around with that before. It's not a good way to go. Not for a game. Not for a game that you want people to like and enjoy. And yeah. Anyways. So So this whole series of articles I'm writing. If anybody is like an indie game developer, they want to figure out how do I put voice acting in your game, then you go take a look at this thing. Actually, I've got like an estimator in here which will give you an idea of like how much it's going to cost. In the second part, I say how to do a casting call. And like if you're a game developer and you don't even really know what a casting call is, definitely read this. Might be interesting. It might put you on the right path. And also, I think there's kind of a new approach that works really well. At least it has for me, which is running auditions through Discord. So, normal way to do it would be just have all the actors send you. Thanks, Marn. Just send you their auditions through email. And I did it a little bit different. I was worried about it falling on its face, and it seemed to have gone the opposite direction, and people enjoyed it. So each one of these channels is a part in the game, and people posted their auditions, actors posted their auditions into these channels. And so up at the top, we've got some people that I played these folks earlier on the stream. Let me do somebody else. Let's do F flat. Okay. So at the top there's a part description. It says what the character is and how the performance should be made. And then you've got some audition lines, payment information, date when it's closed. All the auditions are closed, by the way. If anyone's listening and saying, "Oh, how can I be in?" No, we're done with that. So here we go. I'm gonna play Aaron's audition.
Glyph built this place to keep the world out, giving the great minds shelter. But it kept us here too. Oh, pretend a little. I just want a small, sweet thing to hope for. Darling Glyph, you were too light for all their heavy talk. Your feet always left the ground. Glyph built this place to keep the world out, giving the great minds shelter. But it kept us here, too. Oh, pretend a little. I just want a small, sweet thing to hope for.
Yeah,
Darling Glyph, you were too light for all their heavy talk. Your feet always left the ground.
So she did 2 takes there. So she repeated the audition lines twice, so that there were 2 different ways that could be considered. So all these other people came in, these lovely auditioners, and they also posted auditions, and it's a little bit different than how auditions are usually run because it's public, and everybody can see everybody else's auditions. And I was worried at the beginning, like people are not going to like that. They'll think it's unprofessional. They'll think I'm like making it into a Hunger Games thing. But maybe some people did think that. Maybe they did think like I don't want to post everything publicly. But on the good side of it, you get to learn like who are the other people that are competing in this audition. What do they got? What do I got? How do I sound like them? How do I sound different than them? Even if that's like a very kind of strategic or tactical point of view on it. But also it's just like there's some inherent joy in just like listening to people's performances. It's fun that you're all in it together. You can see all these people that are trying to do the same thing as you. It's interesting, right? So I think it hit enough people that way, the second way instead of the first, that it was successful. And I got a good number of auditions. People seemed to enjoy the process, and that was one of the reasons why I decided I would write the articles. Is there was like maybe 4 or 5 people that said you should explain this to other people so they can do it. Because they really preferred this approach, this sort of Discord-based public audition type of a thing. So, sure, it's good stuff, I think. All right. So the last thing I'm going to do is go into Unity and bring in these new character models from Isaac Lima, and just get them hooked up. I gotta check them out, see how they look, but also get them hooked up to the to the game. Ninja. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna drop it in the chat in just a second. That's a good idea. Let's see. Let's do the first one. First one, bam. Progress is going very well. Very well. We're about to start the public beta. No, double audio. Mute the site. There we go. All right, that's the article. And then, oh yeah, I have so much stuff to like announce in my little status update. Let's see, the last thing before I go into Unity and get like a little bit of work done and show off Isaac Lima's stuff. I love stock photography. Okay. Let's see, we go to bam. Okay. So the last thing is on our Steam page. There's now, you can't see it on mine, but there's a little button there that says request access. So if anybody's listening to this and they want to be in on the beta testing, just follow the link to the Steam store. Wish list please, even if you're just not really on the fence about if you want to buy it, because it helps us with the algorithm, basically. So wishlist the game, and then click the request access button that's on the Godkiller Chapter 1 playtest. And that'll give you, later on, towards the end of the month, access to the beta version of this game. Free demo. And, like most Steam betas, we are not asking anything of the people that download the game. But it's like, if you do come in and report bugs, yeah, that's great for us. That helps. So for anyone who is interested in joining the beta, just follow that link there that's at the bottom of the chat, and do two things: wishlist the game, and then click request access. Okay. So I've got so many tabs open. I worry about CPU drag. Let's see. Let's head over to Unity again, and let's pull in these new models from ESOC. Ninja, how's your game going? It might be an on and off again type of project. I don't know. I don't want to make you feel guilty or something if you haven't done anything. Just kind of curious. Let's see. Sure. You need 2D or 3D art? Anyways, you might not be ready for it, but if you get to a point where maybe you're looking for 2D or 3D artists, I could probably pass a few names on to you, but or you might have your own names. But yeah. Okay, so let's see. I want my left finder to have these guys, my right finder. I'll send you a DM about it. Alright, let's see. GK. Go into assets. Projects. Let's see. Prefabs. Level. Okay, I think this one's probably not going to work well, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And let's move these other dudes over here. Okay. Alright, so I gotta say in advance, since I'm representing ESOC a little bit here, these models that I bring in, they may not work the first time I try them out. It's not a bad type of game to use for learning stuff. Like my very first Unity project, on my sort of hello world, there's like some Pong type tutorial out there for Unity, and it made me so happy to get it working. I know you're beyond that. You're beyond that. I've seen some of your stuff, but I just remember like thinking about the difference between creating Pong in 1980s, where it's like you're controlling individual pixels on the screen to draw it, and then the physics, you're just kind of janking together something that sort of approximates momentum. Then modern times, you're like a god. You say, there is a space in which physics operate. Things collide with other things. The ball, it has density, it has weight. It will fall downward with gravity. You know, it's just so cool to think, like all the power you have to create things. Where, I mean, it's like, it's actually easier to specify a world that your Pong game is going to exist in than to, like, say the pixel's going to turn on or off, or, you know, here's how you draw the bat, here's how you draw the ball. It's just so much more ability to make things these days. All right, let's pull some shit in. I want to see it. Okay, so yep. All right. So the main thing I asked Isak for was, can you give me smoothing? Now, I'm feeling very lecherous looking at like a low poly female butt, but you know, here you've got like these little flat polygons and stuff. Looks very Tron-like. And here it's the same number of polygons, but he's applied smoothing groups. And that does a couple of things. It causes my shader to pick different places to draw lines at for the outlines. And also it just makes it look like you've got more polygons involved in the model than you actually do. Because if you had to, you know, put in all the polygons to make it this smooth, and that was the only means you had of making it look smoothed out like that, then you are adding a lot of computation work. Yeah. And, you know, these guys are looking good now. Before it was all kinds of stuff there. Let me see. The Queen's looking good. She's all smoothed out. The other thing that he's still playing with it a little bit. He threw just a pre-existing set of hair from a different model on here, but I think he's going to go and make further changes to the hair to make it look more like him. Spiky dude, he's a spiker, and his thing is that he just kills everything he touches. He'll kill other enemies too. You can't push him. You touch him, you die. He touches anything, it dies. And he will not be in Chapter 1. He's a Chapter 2 creature, as is the Heavy. So I already got some stuff done for Chapter 2. Alright, so there's M. I need to get some material specified so she has the right stuff there. I should be able to grab it from this one. I think I'm going to wait on messing with them because Isak said something about sending an updated version that has different hair, so I won't worry about that for now. Okay, the fork guard. I had problems with the last fork guard he sent. I'm with the animations playing with the rig. Here I'm hoping problems are fixed. We'll see how it goes. Bystanders. Bystanders are like my generic NPC. Right here you see like all the different accessories and you know variations all applied at one time, so it looks messed up. But as soon as I hook it up to my script, my component that lets me set like the variations, it'll look right. Probably. All right, let's do the fork guard first. I'll bring in the old one, which is also smooth, but it has animation problems, so I'm hoping to fix the animation problems with this new version from Isak. So I'll just start by moving it closer. And then I'll just drag the FBX inside of the game object. Then here's the offset, or here's this offset thing is just the previous imported FBX. Let's go ahead and unpack this prefab. And I'll take the offset here, take a look at everything that's here, and I'll come over. Aaron, nice to see you. I showed you off a couple of things earlier, the Imdb page, and also I played your audition for one of the parts. I forget which one. Let's see. Let's see. So the fork guard. The fork guard needs an animator. I'll just get it from the other one. I'm really hoping it works this time. Isak said he found some problem in the other one. Let's see. Animator. And then we will paste the settings in. Except I want the avatar to not come from the old one because I'm pretty sure that one's messed up. The trick is how to know which avatar I'm getting. Okay, let's just for now, let's just zero this out. Okay, so maybe what I want to do is delete the old one. Yeah, let's just delete the old one. And that way I won't accidentally get the wrong avatar. Okay, and this one complains. It says, oh, this is all messed up now. That's fine. Expected that. Let me just go back to here. And I'll go find the new one. And then there should be a way to generate the avatar. We want a humanoid avatar. Create it from the model. I'm going to apply it. Okay. So then next, come back to this guy. It should be this avatar, which has to be the new one, even though it's named the same as the old one, because I deleted the old one. Okay. Not applying root motion. Culling mode, always animate. I think I'll just leave that for now. Okay, another one I need here is character animation, which is my own animation class. And okay. And the other thing is to get the texture in. It's hard to remember all this stuff, to be honest. I'm just like, where did I specify the texture? Oh, it was probably in the FBX. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Fork guard. Apply. There we go. And this is the guy who Odd Andrews voiced, who sings, "Why have forks if the choosing always ends up with us losing? Why have forks if we can't eat?" Okay, and delete this. Alright, so now if things have gone well, when I hit play, this guy should just be moving around a little bit. I should be able to see him. I thought so. I was super happy. Okay, so this guy is moving before he was not. That means that ESOC successfully fixed the problem that was causing me trouble. This is a junk level, by the way. This is like throw things in quick and test it. Oh man, the heavy is he's trouble. Okay. Now, I don't know what's up with that though. Alright, I've got too much stuff going on, I think. So let's move this out of the way. Just take him out. Let's take the heavy out, take the spiker out. Question is, why did this guy just let me walk through him? I can see this little point here, which looks correctly positioned. Let's set this to fix another problem. That might be the reason why. Okay. Oh wait. So she's here. He's here. Okay. My offsets are wrong. Should be pretty easy to fix though. So if I take just put a block down to use it like a reference point. Okay, so that's that location. So if I take this and drag it so it's in the same spot, you can see the offset's wrong. The guy's down there. I just move him over here. That should fix it. Okay, so I hit play. There we go. Still some kind of problem there. I must have his rotation set incorrectly. Let me take a look. Yeah, okay, I should never set that to be 180. Let me do this offset thing again. Okay. Almost got him. Yeah, he was just moonwalking up the steps. Okay, there we go. Runs away. He's afraid. He's afraid. Okay, I see his animation's working correctly. Oops. Alright. So that guy's done, but I have to make his brother, the fort guard right, who has the swapped material. So I should take this guy and make a prefab out of him, and that will also update this guy and all the other levels. Okay, let's take fort guard right out. Yeah, it's going to be easier just to make a copy of this guy. Okay, duplicate, unpack. Rename him to fort guard right. And as soon as I get this guy fixed, I think I will make a small finale of going over to the level where the fort guard and the queen are at, and the song will play, and we'll just go through that. And then I'll probably take off and let that be the end of the stream. Okay, well, let's fix this guy's material so he's got the other swapped around deal there. Wow. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. It won't be an animator. Originally I did it in the FBX. But is there an override that I can apply over here for the material? Maybe it's down one. Oh, this one here. Yes, okay. Fort guard right. There we go. Let me take him. Prefab him. Okay. So that should wrap up those guys. Oh, I got the bystanders too. Let me do the bystanders. This guy over here. It's a little house cleaning. Okay. So then I come over here and bring out the bystander game object. The way the bystander works, it's designed to just be kind of like a quick crowd type of a character. So I can click randomize. And there's all these variations. Yeah, and then ESOC just made all these different parts that you can turn on and off and swap in and out, Mr. Potato Head style. And then I've got this finalize button which says just delete any extra mesh stuff that is not actually used. But until I click finalize, I can just switch to various male, female, wearing different shoes, different tops, different hairs, and yeah. So what he gave me over here is the smooth version. Make sure I've got the bystander not rotated wrong. Yep, I definitely have. There's one level where I just dropped like 30 or 40 of them and they just made a nice crowd. You have like these characters in almost every game. They just kind of like generic NPCs that they don't have a giant story behind them or anything. You just need to make a whole bunch of these little town folk people. So that's what the bystander's for. Okay. So let's move the new one over to here. And then I'll drag it. Okay, this one might be a little trickier. Maybe I'll have good luck on it though. Okay, so right now there's only one bystander avatar. That would have to be the one that goes with the old FBX. So if I come in here, not this one. Yeah, it's just easier to delete the old one so that I don't have to figure out if I've got the right avatar. So let's delete the old one. Okay, that makes this smooth. So I'll just delete that. Okay. Then go to the new FBX from ESOC for the bystander. Oh, he's got a whole bunch of remappers here for the materials. This is nice. This means that if I want even more variety, I can change the materials used for the color and skin and hair, and so that's nice. Okay, humanoid, apply. Okay. Now let's see. Is it going to have the avatar? It is. Okay. No root motion. I could experiment with this culling mode later. I'm not sure. Okay, then rename this to offset because I've got code that depends on it having that specific name. Also, I need to add my own character animation script to it. Okay, so now I don't know. So my script is no longer changing these guys. Let's turn off randomize. I think it's probably the case that he just named the nodes differently than the old one. So let's see what he's got them called. Okay, so it's like all of these parts are now flattened. That's what's up. So as before, they were in a hierarchical fashion where you look underneath I, and then there would be IA. Now he's got them all flattened out. So I have to change my code so that it references these parts and their new locations. I don't think that should be too hard. I do wonder if this flattening is going to cause any other issues. I mean, probably not, but I think there's a bunch of empty objects that don't have anything in them now. Yeah, I think so. I might have even been smart and like made a really simple set of constants I can just update. I'm just kind of looking at this just to make sure there's no like larger problem. Because if there is, then I would go back to ESOC and say, can you put it back how it was with the hierarchy? But I don't know of any problem that would arise. I don't think anything is depending on that specific hierarchy other than just that I have the references hard-coded to it. So I'll go ahead and make the changes to my code to make the script run again. These streams have no chance of keeping everyone interested while I'm doing all the various things. What I try to do on every stream I do, I'm not doing so many as I used to, is just start with demos and status updates, and then from there I just go on to doing work. And if people drop off and find it boring, I just don't care. It's not really meant to be a super entertaining set of things that happen, but it is cool when people hang out. I do appreciate that. Never know. Well, I've tried it from the consuming side. I'm just going on to Twitch and hopping into people's streams while they're working. No COVID, I swear. I like it too. I like watching other people work for a little bit. I tend to fall off because it reminds me, wait, I want to be doing my own work, and then I seldom will stay on for more than a half hour, but okay. Where's my code that would actually set things? Offset plus path. Where's the path coming from? Okay, who's calling you? Apply options. It's all in apply options. Okay. Okay. This isn't too bad. But I'm going to do something ninja that'll make you happy. Gotta do that git commit. Because I'm about to make changes to the code. And also I made a little bit of progress to get saved in the repository. I'm about to make changes to the code that I might want to revert. This one wasn't too bad. I did a commit yesterday. But yeah, you're like my public service announcement reminder. If you pop on the stream, it's like, I don't want Ninja to be stressed out. All right. Let's see. So, new models from ESOC right before changing the node references in bystander discovery. To match a flattened hierarchy of FBX. All right. So this looks like I could get away with just taking that out. Oh, I do gotta see if he's got this organized under male female though. Let me see. Because that was a useful hierarchy thing. I could just hide all of the female mesh versus all of the male. Yeah, so he's got this totally flattened. So me hiding this doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah, so these are not organized under there. It also makes me wonder if... No, he's got a little suffix on the end for the female ones. Okay. I'm debating, do I want to go back to ESOC and say, can you put the hierarchy back in? Or do I just want to recode? I think I just want to recode. Oh, yeah, I think I just want to recode. It won't be that hard. Okay. There might even be some pattern matching I can do. I could say hide gender or show gender, and I say Boolean which gender you want to show, male or female. If it's male, then just hide anything with -F on the end. Let's see how well that works. So if it does work, what I should get at the end is some kind of male looking model. Oh, but the hairs don't have that same naming convention. So I would basically need to I think not use a naming convention, but create an array of part names that correspond to male or female. And these are worthless. I don't think there's anything inside of these. I'll just hide them to see if anything changes. Nope. Okay, those are just empty. Empty nodes. Okay, so what about these feet? I think they're unisex. Crowdfoot 1. Are you anything at all? All right. No, I think I can go back to Isak and ask him to kind of clean up the model a little bit. Not saying a single bad thing about Isak, but the first way he had it made more sense, and there weren't like extra objects that had nothing in it. And I kind of suspect I'm missing some of the mesh here, because foot 2 is the only one that's got mesh on it. 1, 3, and 4 don't have anything. Let me just start making maybe a list of observations. Foot 2 is only let's say foot 1, 3, and 4 are empty. Is it harm to put it back to a hierarchy? Okay, now let's check out the other ones, because I just want to give him a complete list of everything that might need to be fixed. So if I look at the hands, how are our hands doing? Also, it is great to see it all smoothed. It really does make a large difference. Okay. So, same deal with the hands. Legs. So it looks like I've got 2 options for the legs. That looks fine. Let's hide that and check out the female side. That seems all fine. That goes back in. Crowd top. Okay, just make sure it's all here. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Let's check the female tops. Two. 3. Okay, that looks fine. Okay. Oh, let's bring at least one top back. There we go. Okay, IB there. Okay, IA seems to be missing. Let's do it this way. Hide all the hairs and then just bring them in one at a time. Okay. Ryan! Rubberbob! The gremlin. The man who breaks everything. The great lesson I could have learned from future Robobob about a year ago would be to make like all the platforms that are supposed to be inaccessible 3 high instead of 2 high. Let's see. Yeah. So there's all these levels that I made where I figured if I just put like these platforms up 2 meters high, then the rules of my game should mean that those are inaccessible. And then Robobob just used this standard exploit, this little trick, which is knock a block over to that wall and then find a way to fling on top of that block, and then you can step up 1 meter because the rules of the game let you go up by 1 meter but not 2. And so he just lit up the channel with bugs based on that particular maneuver. Also, some of his bugs or unintended solutions are hard enough or fun enough that we'll just make them into achievements. Like if you can do this crazy hacky thing, then instead of like fixing that bug, we'll just say that's an achievement. That's an achievement. You did it. Good job. That's the level of testing that he does. I did fix a certain thing that was part of your hacking, though. What was it? It's something to do with flinging. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's the same amount of work to fix the bug as it is to make an achievement out of it, though. Or it's less work to fix the bug. I like to think I'm motivated by how cool the achievement would be, but other times, if I'm honest, I'm just like, which one is going to be less work? Because there still is a lot of work left. Alright, mass. Are there any mass? I don't think there... Oh, that was going to be a container, I think. Okay, the rig is fine. Alright, I'll just send a message off to ESOC later on in the stream. So I don't think I can use this bystander yet. I don't want to say just for Islak's professional credibility. The dude made all these models, and he gets it done. If he delivers something and there's a few things wrong with it, it's no big deal at all. He's done a fine job. Would gladly work with him on future projects. He's awesome. Okay, so that is the most I can do with updating the models. I'm going to go over to the Queen of Forks. I think I'll fix one bug that I just recently introduced there, and then I'll demo that. We'll show the new models in it, and we'll hear the song. That'll be a nice way to end the stream. So let's go to the fork. Mild spoiler for people that just really want to experience the game in the proper beginning to end story way, but it's nothing too big. All right. Bug I had was that some of the audio was not getting picked up. Let me see what happens here. So if I pre-process, okay, there it is. It's got all these guys in here now. Let me check out the names of them. Okay, those are named correctly. Good. That might fix the bug. Alright, so I'm going to start saying goodbyes at this point. Because after I demo this, I'm going to drop off. Song sung by Nina Nikolic, the voice of the Queen of Forks, and Odd Andrews. That is the Queen of Forks.
Less loitering, more cloistering.
Alright. By the time we get this released in beta, we're going to hear M talking too. A little bit later, I want to add some animations with them dancing and stuff. I hope I get to that. I think I will. But yeah. Ninja, yeah, it was great hanging out with you. Good luck with your breakout or Arkanoid. If you ever feel like demoing or something, I'd be interested to see. And I'll send you a DM about the hard stuff. But I'm going to wrap up right here. I'm going to close it down. Alright. Catch y'all later. Stopping the stream! Stopping the stream! Stopping in the stream.